Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azim Sakim bin Muhammad Zaid and my metric number is 2017651. And this is a video on climate change through Islamic perspective. What is climate change? According to the National Geographic, climate change could be defined as a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. In our day-to-day, climate change could be referred as to the rise of global temperature. So climate change could be classified into two different categories. First one is anthropogenic climate change, and the second one is natural causes climate change. So self-explanatory itself, climate change through natural causes happens due to natural changes in our ecosystem. So throughout history, our planet has gone through warm and cool phases of the world. So some factors that contribute to this phenomenon is the intensity of the sun, volcanic eruptions, natural greenhouse gas concentration. As an instance, in 1815, a volcanic eruption at Mount Tambora, Indonesia. This eruption was so big that it caused the global climate to change, such as winter happening in June. And in the following year, 1816, was called a year without a summer. Another type of climate change is anthropogenic climate change. This is a phenomenon that happens due to the human race itself. One main example to see the effect of anthropogenic climate change is the greenhouse gas effect. So when carbon dioxide, CO2, emitted by humans are trapped in the atmosphere, this causes our global temperature to rise, making it a global warming. So the question here, why do we humans need to turn our attention to climate change? While in the Quran, Allah has aforementioned that we humans are the Khalifa or the representative of Allah. Hence, a proper Muslim would always abide by the law that has already been scripted in the Sharia. So, and this law is including taking care of this world. So, if we do not follow this law, the consequences are too large to bear by the human race, and maybe it will lead to the destruction of Earth in the upcoming decade or even years. So, we as humans need to take care our climate change to protect our earth for ourselves and for our children.
My name is Nur Farizat Anis binti Abdurrauf and my metric number is 2013016. I will explain on the causes of climate change.
Nature is an estate belonging to Allah in the Quranic view, and it has been granted to man merely as a trust which is as Khalifa and carries the responsibility of caring for God's earthly creations. Environmental crisis is in effect a failure of the trusteeship and is resulted from human activity. First, climate change is caused by the burning of fossil fuels. It is the first source of global warming, since carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide are created by the burning of coal, oil, and gas. When fossil fuels are burned, they release large amounts of carbon dioxide into the air. Next, deforestation happens as forests are cleared to make way for agricultural products and other human activities. Trees can help regulate the climate by absorbing CO2 from the atmosphere. When they are cut down, this positive effect is lost and the carbon stored in the trees is released into the atmosphere and contribute to global warming. Furthermore, the cause is intensive farming, which is an agricultural intensification and mechanization system that aims to maximize yields from available land. The raising of livestock with billions of animals is one of the main drivers for deforestation in the world, either for grazing, for fodder, and feed production. It requires the largest input of agricultural efforts and natural resources to be produced. Raising animals for food is one of the largest contributions to greenhouse gas emissions. As demand for animals' product is growing, animal agriculture has gobbled up more and more water, energy, crops, and land. Lastly, climate change is caused by waste disposal such as landfills and incineration. High levels of methane gas and CO2 are generated by waste decomposition. When organic waste decomposes, carbon dioxide and methane gas is created. Methane is created when there is no air present, while carbon dioxide is the natural product when anything rots in air.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Masyara binti Ramli. My metric number is 2019236. I would like to talk about the effect of climate change. Before that, what is the effect of climate change? The environment encompasses all living things and non-living things. However, the issue related to natural disaster and global warming keep arising from years to years, which is caused by climate change. Climate change is dangerous phenomena where it affects our weather, sea, food sources, and human health. Severe weather. Climate change causes global temperature rise because of the large greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbon (CFC). These gases trap the energy in the atmosphere and heat up the earth. So, higher global temperature give effect to the weather and worsening many types of disaster like drought and heat wave. Higher sea level. Sea level can rise by two different mechanisms with respect to climate change. The first mechanism is as the ocean warms due to an increasing global temperature, seawater expands and takes up more space in the ocean basin and causes a rise in water level. The second mechanism is the melting of ice over land, which then adds water to the ocean. For example, the melting of ice sheets and glaciers in Greenland and Antarctica. As a result, it gives a bad impact to the coastal system and low-lying areas, such as extra water from the ocean spill out causes to flood across the region. Next, the impact of climate change like higher temperature, extreme weather, drought, increase in the level of carbon dioxide and higher sea level has actually posed a threat to the agriculture activities. Therefore, climate event could raise the price of foods and cause shortage around the world as food is globally traded. Thus, the shortage of food supply causes the number of deaths each year increasing rapidly as people keep suffering from food shortage. Harmful to human health. As we can see every year, there will be an increasing in the number of people getting high-risk disease because of their environments. For instance, heat stroke, skin cancer, and lack of nutrition are effects of climate change to human health.
My name is Wan Zaratul Nur Akira binti Wan Muhammad Nur with metric number 2014002 and my partner is
Nurul Iman Afifah binti Muhammad Fazli with metric number 2014624.
and we will explain about the solution on how to reduce the climate change.
The impacts of climate change keep contributing to the destruction of the earth. Therefore, the prompt action should be taken by all parties to control this climate change from giving more effects to future generations. Muslims should remember that Islam is a comprehensive religion that covers all aspects in human life in how they should take of themselves and the environment based on Al-Quran and As-Sunnah. The first solution to preserve the environment is by using sustainable transportation. This will reduce the carbon footprint in the air. For your information, the transport sector contributes for 1/4 of the world's greenhouse gas (GHG) emissions. For example, Malaysia have established bike apps like O-Bike which are gaining popularity and more clearly promote sustainability, as it will reduce air pollution and reduce dependence on non-renewable energy sources. Therefore, reforming urban transport can be a strong catalyst for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). Furthermore, by imposing high fines to the people or industries that contribute to the climate change, nowadays people are not aware that polluting the air and earth is a serious matter. High fines should be suggested in order to prevent this matter from continuing day by day. For example, Hawaii imposes $1,000 per day to the food vendors who fail to follow the rule, where they do not allow plasticware. As human beings, we are the keepers of all creation, including soil, air, water, animals, and trees, building and preserving a safe and clean atmosphere that is free of any source of pollution and misuse is a major aim of Islamic teachings and Prophet traditions. The Quran also mentioned, "And do not desire corruption in the land. Indeed, God does not like corruptors."
The next idea to reduce the effect of climate change is by using the circular economy. Why? It is because it helps a lot in reducing greenhouse gases that come from the traditional waste management strategy. In a circular economy, it helps a lot in reducing the usage of energy in the production industry. So, it will help to cut the greenhouse gases that come from the factory. Circular economy can keep materials circulating efficiently and reduce negative impact towards the environment. We will also obtain other core benefits like creating green jobs, improving social well-being, reducing health risks, improving economic growth, saving landfill space, minimizing landfill space, and many more. Effect of climate change also can be avoided by applying the renewable energy. This way, it changes our primary sources of energy to clean and renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass. In this video, we will look at the solar energy. Firstly, solar energy can be used for diverse purposes. It has two ways to use solar energy. The first way is by making solar farms, and the second way is using rooftop solar. The differences between these two ways are the installation per watt of solar farms is lower than rooftop solar, but the effectiveness of producing their electricity is higher. Lastly, practicing the forest restoration widely in this country can help a lot in reducing the effect of climate change. There are many human activity nowadays releasing carbon dioxide, which lead to greenhouse and then global warming. Forests help balance the stability of climate by regulating the ecosystem, protecting biodiversity, and leading to sustainable growth. And the most important is it plays an integral part in the carbon cycle. The individual action that can be taken is making small farm at our house or planting more flowers or plants as it can benefit to us like stated in Hadith of Sahih Bukhari. If a Muslim plants a tree or sows seed and then a bird or a person or animal eats from it, it is regarded as charitable gift or sadaqah for him.
My name is Umuhani, and I will conclude this documentary video. In conclusion, we hope that the effects of climate change will be reduced over time. Every measure we take would eventually put a change in order to foresee the effects of climate change being reduced in the future.
Although humans are appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to safeguard the earth and its resources, the main causes for climate change are initiated by us. An increase in awareness on this would avoid this problem from getting worse. In the end, it will lead to the increase in betterment of human life, since the control of climate change is expected to increase the standards of living for the people. All parties should be responsible to reduce the effects of climate change through improvisation in education, awareness raising, and human and institutional capacity on climate change. SDG 13, which aims to combat climate change, could be achieved to avoid long-lasting changes, which threatens irreversible consequences if we do not act. Therefore, our actions must go hand in hand with efforts to integrate disaster risk measures, sustainable natural resource management, and human security into national development strategies. Islam teaches its followers to take care of the earth, since we are to act as Khalifa of the planet, and our actions will be accountable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, it is our duty to reduce the effects of climate change as mentioned in the Quran. We will face consequences from our actions of destroying the environment, and the punishment will be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hereafter.